Dolly Chaiwala's journey started with nothing but a kettle, a few cups, and a passion for making the perfect cup of tea. Every day, he stood at his small stall, greeting customers with warmth and serving chai with a style that was uniquely his own. It wasn't just about tea, it was about creating an experience, a moment of joy in every sip. As time passed, his reputation grew, not just for his tea, but for the way he made it. His charisma, his charm, and his dedication to his craft set him apart. Customers didn't just come for a drink, they came to see him in action, to witness the energy he poured into every cup. One ordinary day, something extraordinary happened. A traveler stopped by, intrigued by Dolly's unique tea-making style. With a quick flick of a phone camera, a video was recorded and uploaded to social media. Within days, it spread like wildfire. Views turned into millions, followers multiplied, and Dolly Chaiwala became a sensation. But fame didn't change his essence. He continued to wake up early, stand by his stall, and pour tea with the same passion as before. Yet with every passing day, something new unfolded. More people traveled from distant places just to meet him. Invitations from media channels, influencers, and even business giants started coming his way. The world was watching, and his journey was just getting started. As his name spread, doors opened to opportunities he had never imagined. People from all backgrounds, celebrities, entrepreneurs, global personalities, found themselves sipping his tea. Some came out of curiosity, others out of admiration. Each meeting led to another, and each opportunity led to something even bigger. But just as he thought he had seen it all, something even more unexpected awaited him. A new chapter was beginning, one that no one, not even Dolly himself, could have predicted. With every sunrise, something new unfolds. The next adventure, the next challenge, the next turning point. Dolly Chaiwala's story keeps growing, expanding beyond what anyone ever thought possible. His tea stall is no longer just a small corner of the city. It has become a place where dreams are brewed, where stories begin, and where the journey never truly ends. Because success is not a destination. It is a path, an ever-extending road that has no final stop, only new beginnings. And so, Dolly Chaiwala walks forward with a kettle in his hand, a dream in his heart, and endless possibilities waiting ahead. With each passing day, Dolly Chaiwala's fame spread to places he had never imagined. What had started as a humble tea stall was now a landmark. People traveled from distant cities and even different countries just to meet the man who had turned tea making into an art. He was no longer just a tea seller, he had become an inspiration. Offers started pouring in, business partnerships, brand collaborations, invitations to global events. He was asked to showcase his skills at international tea expos, share his journey on talk shows, and even consult for luxury tea brands. Yet, no matter how big his name grew, he never let go of his roots. He continued making tea with the same enthusiasm, still smiling at every customer, still serving each cup with love. But Dolly knew that his journey had just begun. A single video had changed his life before. What if another unexpected moment was waiting just around the corner? As his business expanded, so did the challenges. Managing fame was one thing, but maintaining the essence of his work was another. With larger orders, new customers, and increased expectations, he faced moments of self-doubt. Could he still keep the magic alive? Would he lose the simplicity that made him who he was? But Dolly was not one to step back. He found ways to innovate while staying true to his passion. He trained young tea makers, created unique flavors, and even launched a new venture, bringing the experience of his tea to different cities. Every challenge became an opportunity, every obstacle a lesson. Still, amidst the expansion, he continued serving at his original stall, believing that no matter how far he went, the soul of his journey remained where it all started. One day, an international entrepreneur visited his stall. Impressed by Dolly's story, he proposed a new idea, bringing Dolly Chaiwala's tea to the world. Not just through social media, not just through videos, but by establishing tea outlets in different countries. The idea was grand, almost unbelievable. Could a simple tea seller from Nagpur become a global icon? The thought excited him, but he knew that every big decision required deep reflection. He wasn't just selling tea, he was sharing an experience, a feeling. If he was to expand, it had to be in a way that kept his essence alive. And so, he stood at the crossroads of his next big decision. Would he take his tea beyond borders, or would he find another path that no one had yet discovered? When Bill Gates stopped for chai, the evening air was thick with the aroma of cardamom and ginger as Dolly Chaiwala poured another cup of his signature chai. The rhythmic clinking of glasses, the murmur of conversations, and the steam rising from the kettles created a familiar symphony. His small tea stall, though humble, had become a place where dreams were brewed alongside tea. But tonight, something unusual was happening. A sudden hush fell over the crowd as a tall, bespectacled man in a crisp blue sweater stepped out of a sleek black car. At first, people couldn't believe it. Some rubbed their eyes, others whispered excitedly. Then, someone in the crowd said it out loud. "Bill Gates!" Dolly, mid-pour, nearly spilled the tea. He blinked twice, his hands frozen in the air. Was the world's most famous billionaire really standing in front of his stall? Gates smiled, stepping forward as naturally as any other customer. "I've heard a lot about your chai," he said, his eyes scanning the little stall with curiosity. "I wanted to see if it lives up to the legend." For the first time in his life, Dolly was speechless. He had served tea to thousands of people, from tired workers to social media influencers, but never in his wildest dreams did he imagine serving a cup to one of the world's richest and most influential men. Regaining his composure, Dolly picked up his best clay cup, the one reserved for special guests. "Sir, this tea is not just a drink," he said, pouring with practiced precision. "It's a story in every sip." Gates chuckled. "Then I better taste this story." He took a sip, and for a moment, the entire street seemed to pause. The world's greatest innovator stood in silence, savoring the warmth, the spices, the history in the cup. Finally, he nodded. "This is more than tea. This is passion." A ripple of excitement ran through the crowd. Phones went up, cameras flashed. But Dolly and Gates remained locked in a conversation that no one expected. They spoke about business, about innovation, about how small ideas can change the world. "You built this from nothing," Gates said, setting his empty cup down. "That's how all great things start." Dolly smiled. "And no matter how big they grow, they should always feel like home." Gates extended his hand, a gesture of respect from one visionary to another. "Keep brewing dreams, Dolly." As the billionaire disappeared into the night, the crowd erupted into cheers. But Dolly? He simply picked up his kettle and poured the next cup. Because for him, the journey never ended, it only got more interesting.